thank you very much, Graham, and anybody else who's watching as well, for letting me know that I'd forgotten to turn my microphone back on from last time. So, welcome to Lazy Mini Painting, and I am Laz, your usual host. I've now come to join you in portrait mode, which is what I was just talking about. And yeah, good evening, Graham. How are you doing, mate? You're alright. Thank you for coming to join us already. So, what am I doing tonight? Obviously, I've got the Triceratops fire prism on the desk, so guess what I'm working on? That's right, ox. No, I'm working on the fire prism. I've still got the cloaks to do and a bit more skin work and the horn work and the eyes and stuff, so plenty of work to be doing on this. As well as what's going to be happening over Christmas. It's next week, isn't it? It is, it's next week. Oh, good evening, Ali. Good evening, Buzzard. Thank you both for coming in. And yeah, you're both on the portrait one, eh? Somebody's getting fancy now, aren't they? And Twisted as well. Thank you very much for coming in. I've not started actually doing anything yet. I've still just got this on my desk and various models that you're not supposed to be looking at. Let me just move these out of the way. No. You didn't see any of them. You didn't. Oops. You're allowed to see him because I've shown him off. I'll put him on for portrait. You're allowed to see him, but that's it. Hee. And Chelba, thank you very much for coming in. Good evening. You are so wow. So Graham, you're not watching from home tonight? Wow. You've had to drive 6 hours to a premiere in Instant Albans. Oh, the joys. I bet I'm the highlight of the bloody day then. if that's the case, because that does not sound like a pleasant drive. So let's get started and carry on, essentially. So what have I got left to do? Well, I put all these fancy capes around it, didn't I? To try and fill it out a bit. I still wanted it to mostly be like dinosaur-y, but yeah, I wanted it to have some Eldar things on it. So I've put the capes on it, which I've still got to do, and sort a bit more of the skin out, as well as the eyes and the horns. So I've still got a fair bit to paint. What football club do I support? I'm a United fan. Yep, red. In terms of which side of the city I stand on, I stand on the red side. Pretty much the same argument that they have in the city just over from me as well, which is red versus blue. But in this case, I stand on the red side for where I am, and the blue side for where they are. It's odd. Oh, there's been crashes on the M1, Graham. That's not. No, that's. As long as you're not one of the crashes, that's okay. I mean, it did take you an extra, 2.5 hours on the drive, but at least you got there safe. That's pretty much the main thing, really, isn't it? Got there safe. But you're driving down the M1 as well, in fairness. That's just silly. Why do you want to go near the M1? And while I'm doing this, I am thinking about what colours do I do on these capes. Right, so what colour do I do the capes? And why am I still got that thing that I was using for taking photographs on the desk when I shouldn't have, because I need to keep it clean? Or at least one side of it. That'll be good for a dry brush. Will we be using any dry brushing tonight? I don't know, but remember that's there. That's good for dry brushing, that stuff. It is. So, cape colours. Some of them are obviously made from hide, some of them obviously have furs and are from something else. So let's have a look at the ones with hide first. Which are this one, and this one. Of course, the most difficult one to get to. So we're thinking scaly leathery. So what colours do I think when I think of scaly leathery? Certainly greens. Definitely, but there's a lot of green on the model already. Well, actually there isn't. There's only green up here really. This is the only area that these greens. So putting a few bit more green around here wouldn't be a bad touch, I don't think, as long as you change the shade. Make it more of a natural shade as opposed to an ethereal brightness. Let's see what we've got. See, we could go for Death Guard green, which is quite a bright green. It's quite a bright green. Elite topper. A dress reveal today? No, I won't be revealing my dress. The closest you'll get is the fact that I live in Manchester. Big places, Manchester. I mean, if anybody else wants to tell you where they live, I don't recommend it, but they can give you a city or in a rough area if you want. Hello, Koofy Preppy. No, I'm not in Newcastle. I'm in Manchester. But hello and thank you for coming in. So I'm going to go with Death Guard green for at least the really pain in the bum, difficult to get one, which is this one right here underneath at the front. Because I should be able to get away with just the Death Guard green and then a green wash, and it'll be okay. I hope. I should be able to get away with it. It's a nice base and it's quite versatile, but I should only need a little bit of it. So we shall start with a little bit of Death Guard green. And I still don't find my wet palette. Maybe it's time I got a new one anyway, but I've still not found my wet palette. So I'm using the dry palette again. How long are you away for, Graham, if you've had to travel? If you don't mind me asking. You said you were away for work. See, I'm not sure how well the chat boxes pop up on other things. Well, I am actually, because I can see it on my phone, but my phone's not a tablet. And a tablet will still do portrait mode as well, especially if you're flicking through shorts. If you are flicking through shorts and you're thinking, no, I'll watch this, it should have a go to the live place, I think. But there is a standard YouTube live stream at the same time doing the same thing, if you'd prefer. I do both. One thing I don't do is be completely sane. This is still therapy after all. For me and others, which is weird. And odd. But then again, my tendency to do occasional accents is a bit odd, so I can't really complain about that. That's not too bad then, Graham, if it's quick. If it's just a one-nighter. I mean, the drive itself is tiring enough, but at least you've not got to be there for 4 or 5 days worth of meetings. I'd just sleep through the meeting. And I'm not joking, I would. That way I'm nice and refreshed for the drive back. May even stop halfway just for a break. Make a day of it. I have been shouted at actually for falling asleep in a meeting. When I used to work for the furniture place, they sent me to Liverpool for a meeting. So I had to get up stupid o'clock in the morning and get on a train and go over to Liverpool. and get there for 9 o'clock. That was not fun. So I was tired. I was very tired. So they sat me there, and God bless this woman. She wasn't a particularly loud speaker. She was quite a mild voice, and this is before the days of ASMR. But it was quiet enough that I didn't have to. I just went. I didn't have a choice in the matter. I was sat there, I was bored, and gone. Problem is, I was sat right at the front of the desk, right next to her, and she's the one giving the meeting. So didn't look very good, but she couldn't do anything but laugh because there was nothing I could do about it, and she watched me do it several times. It's like, look, seriously, I'm trying to stay awake. Even Thingy over there is kicking me under the table to keep me awake, and it just wasn't working. So I slept through that meeting, and they never asked me back for another one. Wonder why. Oh. It does work. Oh, I've nearly drank all my tea. I've drank all my tea. See, Sparkler's already looking at me with, like, looks. Because she has a cat on her knee. But I'm live on YouTube. And we both want a cup of tea. Oh, she's... What?
Yeah, I know.
You just heard it. It's recorded now on forever and ever and ever. I've actually finished a brew before Sparkles. That doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. Right. What other colour? Oh, that's Astellan Green Air. That'll come in handy when I get to do the Cadians. Don't want to use that yet. What do I want to do with the other ones? See, I want to do Dragon of Nightshade. I really do. I want to go for that blue. That blue's so nice. So nice. Ali says hi. I don't have no idea, Ali. She's watching. I think I've just heard her playing a game, actually. Her darling partner's here on YouTube, doing therapeutic things because he's not right in the head. And her support is to sit there, completely ignoring me, playing games with a cat on her knee, drinking a brew. To be loved is such a wonderful feeling, isn't it?
I finished my game.
Oh, you... Oh, yeah, you've just sent me a message, haven't you? Discord, yes. Oh, nice. So, Graham, you've managed to take painting with you, even though... That's how you know someone who's dedicated. What is it you're painting? Oh, I've got to leave... Oh, you just made me leave the thingy because I've done it wrong. Because you didn't... I'm blaming that on Graham. I am. I'm blaming that on Graham. You're painting space bears. You are. You have a unit. You have a 5-man squad. But you've brought the pearlescent instead of white. Ah! No. Have you got an ivory? Have you got something approximate that you could replace it with? Anything close? Or did you just bring the white? See, that would be annoying. Yeah, if I had picked up the metallic medium instead of my ivory. Oh, no, I'd be devastated. It would just completely kill whatever I brought to paint. Nope. That is not fun. However, I think I'm going to go for... Should I go for Warboss Green for the other one? Keep a bit of green and green on the other side, but do slightly different shades, because it's different cloaks and different beasts and things. I think I shall. I'm going to go for Warboss Green on the other side instead of Death Guard Green. Not going to be the same animal hide. None of them are going to be the same. They're all going to be different colours, slightly. are completely. In this case, it's 2 greens. So we've got the Death Guard green on this side, of the cloak underneath that you can't see properly. And this side with the cloak that you can see a little bit easier is going to be the Warboss green. And both should, again, because it's the shades that I've gone for rather than going for a duller shade, so I can brighten it up. I can just wash this down and then brighten it up with itself on both of them, or at least that's the idea. And camera positioning and hand is not the best in the world. I don't believe I have yet, Graham. And Silvers, how you doing, mate? You okay? Hope you're doing alright. Hope all the work's coming along nicely. I do have a mini thing to be doing in the meantime, which I've not started yet actually. I do need to go and check that to make my Git. Not sure how to make my Git and what I want my Git to be like and what its superpower, I'm going to call it, is. How I want to portray that from a Git. Still got a bit of thoughts going. But no, I have not told Ali about her character yet. I was waiting until she was here, and thank you for reminding me. Because, well, this Thursday will be the last Sparkles and Up for this year. I won't be doing next Thursday because it's Christmas Day. And the Thursday after, I think, is either New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, one or the other. It falls on something that's... Yeah, I just want to make sure that I'm getting the right name on the right person because I wrote it in. Yeah. Ali, we have chosen a name for one of the characters that didn't need a name, but that needed a name. Sorry. And it was Graham's idea. And this is a little look into anyone who's not been here before and is wondering what else happens on this channel. Well, on Thursdays I do D&D things, and I paint characters from my own little magical world. And this character here, which is one of my favourites that I've painted, one of the ones I think I've done the better job on, and certainly one of the more colourful characters, particularly as it's a purple bunny rabbit barbarian. But this purple bunny rabbit barbarian is now called Ali. It's been decided, it has been authorised by Sparkles, and yeah, she's been named after you by suggestion of Graham and agreement unanimously. The purple bunny is Ali. And see, everyone rather likes her. Makes it perfect, really, doesn't it? So yes, she's Ali. Don't get in the way. She will use the axe without prejudice. But yes, that is. She's been named after you now, Ali. It is official. She's been written down, and she's gonna be an absolute beast. Her only competition is my barbarian, and my barbarian can fly. No. It's also a butterfly as well, so don't worry. But yeah, the purple bunny rabbit barbarian called Ali. Just see how easy it is to just make me take a left turn. I could have saved that till Thursday on the D&D day, but no, Graham reminded me. He's like, oh yeah. Oh, you'd be looking for a Warlord Titan head, Silvers. You should be able to get a Chinese knockoff one. I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's a Chinese knockoff one somewhere. Problem is, I've never been able to find one. When I've been looking for, all these people say that you can get a Chinese knockoff one. You can just get them, order it from China. It's like a tenth of the price, and it's the same thing. I've never been able to find one. Never. But maybe I just have too many safe things on. You're not an evil bunny. No. You're part of the law enforcement for the island. Purple. I'm using purple to represent the colour for essentially the local. They're not police, but they're just the ones that keep everyone else in line. Yeah, have a chat over Discord or something. So you're not an evil bunny. No. You're just one that loses your temper a little bit, and when you do, you don't want to be in the way. Fairly straightforward, isn't it? Not necessarily. I hope not insulting. It's not meant to be. It's just, yeah. When you hear them rage, you move. Hopefully more than 70 feet away. 90. Make sure you're at least 90 feet away. And hope they don't throw their axe. But yeah, if they're mad at you, keep your distance. Make sure you keep a lot of distance. Heck, if they're not mad at you, keep a lot of distance if they're angry at somebody else. Barbarian goes smash when he gets angry. Perfectly fine when they're not. Right, so that's the greens. Done. Now to pick another colour. So how many cloaks? Is it just 2 cloaks? No, I've got 3 cloaks left. One more hide cloak, and then I've got one more that can be certainly done as just a fabric, and then one that's definitely a cloak. So it's some kind of fur at the top, and then a more standardish cloak at the bottom. But the fur at the top does infer that he's gonna have something. So if any one of them's gonna get the Stegodon scale, it's gonna be the other hide one. It's gonna be this one. I should really zoom this in. Yep. So if anyone's gonna get the Dragonov hide one, I think it should be this cloak. That one was a little bit too hidden, so definitely the duller green. And obviously we've got this one over on this side, which is a brighter green, so we'll just wait for that to dry. And then I can go back over and do said bits to that. In fact, I'm just going to try and manipulate that a bit more where I want it. If I can. It's quite hard when it's still wet, you see. You could actually see it running if you've put... Well, not necessarily too much on, but more than what you wanted. So sometimes you do have to wait for a little bit. Just to help keep it in place. Since we've got a hold at this side, I might as well look at this cape. Now it is red, but I want to avoid red because obviously the colour of the actual dinosaur itself is red. Doesn't mean I can't go orange or yellow. But with this being blue, I'm tempted to stick more the greens and try and stick round the red-blue spectrum if I can, not stray too far out of it after they're going for the green. Unless I go for green. So, do I stick with purples for these? Go for a darker and a lighter? That was cruel to call your son the ginger tyrant, Graham. That was not fun. He's not a tyrant. If he's ginger, poor kid. But you can't call him a tyrant. Call him a force of nature. I think I should go for a brighter blue. A brighter blue. Yeah. Pop that in the Discord, Silvers. That way, anyone can, if anyone can, put it in the interesting stuff bit. I've not met him. No, I've not. I've not. I met one of your sons, and he was pleasant. He was pleasant enough, but he's well behaved. Didn't mess about. He was all right. Didn't really do much to. But I'll take your word for it. But yeah, okay. If you are calling your son that, that is entirely up to you. I've yet to meet him though, so I'm saying stump on it. So Celadon Sky, and go for that one again because it was quite a nice blue when we used it the other night, wasn't it? It's just how do I go brighter up there? How do I brighten up Celadon Sky? Oh, I could metallic it. I could. I mean, I've not got much medium, but I can just add a touch. That would be nice. And it is pretty big cloak. But the cloaks is probably the biggest cloak overall, even though it is two made up into one. It is still going to be painted essentially as one. So it might be a good idea to do that. Because it'll make it look nice. I should have done it on that really, shouldn't I? Which I suppose I still could do. Yeah, I don't want to know how we got that name. Graham, I do not wish to know how we got that name. I'm kind of glad that those on portrait mode can't see, can join chat properly. Because that was just... No. Good night, Ali. Thank you for coming in. Obviously, yeah, you were up. New job, new work hours, new sleep pattern. They're always fun to get used to, aren't they? But you have a good night and thank you for coming in. So let's go brighter blue on the cloak here. If so, is anyone else painting tonight apart from myself, Graham, and of course Twisted? Twisted's always painting. Twisted never stops painting. I don't think. I think it doesn't breathe. He just paints instead. He gains energy through the kinetic force of brush and applying paint, or paint going to model. She's man's a machine. Not a problem, Ali. It's yeah. I couldn't. Graham was correct when he said call it. Ali should have that character. It's like, yeah, Ali should. Ali does so much to help everybody else by promoting everyone else's channel in the chat for me because moderators can only do that. And obviously only those who wish to be linked through, but she does an excellent job of just being a moderator as well. So I did my yearly review of my channel, and sad to say, although some of you may wish to dispute this, and that's entirely up to you if you did, but YouTube told me officially my number one fan was Ali. So yeah, even Sparkles was shocked at that. Until she thought about it, she went, no, Ali talks more than I do. So yep. So Ali gets my number one fan. So well deserving of having a character named after her without even selfish suggestion. And it means we're still closer to actually get them all named. Once we've got them named, we can do character sheets. Once we've got character sheets, I can put them all up. No, Graham, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong, Graham. Oh, for God's sakes, I've got to do everything for you. Jesus, man. Jesus wept. Really? Right, calm down. God. There's usually a link on there in some cases. Yeah, that one will do. Okay, that will take you to his very nice collection of dice, but from there you can maneuver around the overall site to whatever part you want, including the STL printing service that he does offer. There you go. God, if you're gonna plug it, do it right. Excellent. That'll be the. I hope. I shouldn't really get distracted this much. What's going on? Right, I can't remember all that right now, and I don't wish to be typing away, so let's close that. I'll have to check that out afterwards, Silvers. No, it's just if you go on the Discord, it's and go on announcements. It's the last one. It's the latest one, so I just click on that, copy the thingy, and paste it in. Ta-da! But you can't do it because you're not a tool or a mod. Only mods me can do that. So yeah, unless you know there's another moderator in the chat that you can ask to do it, you have to ask me to put it in. I'm afraid. Not that it bothers me. That 10% off code still works. Type Laz10 discount and you get 10% off. Laz all in capitals, LAZ, and you get 10% discount at checkout. But yeah, I've got to put the link in. See, I want a set of them dice, but wedding. I've even gone quite light on my own presents this year. I could have asked for something silly and I didn't. No, you're a different type of tool, Graham. You're a different type of tool. You're not the type of tool that I'm going to make a tool. You function well as a tool on your own. You don't need to be made into a tool. Haha. I'm going to Coelia green shade the blue. I've just decided that right this second. Because I was looking at the Dragon of Nightshade and I was thinking wash it with that, but then I thought, no! Coelia Godshade. Gotta use Coelia Godshade. Coelia Godshade's awesome. And that's why we call it Godshade. Because it is a very nice contrast between green and blue. And it makes blue slightly green and green slightly blue. And it's great. And it works on both. So, yay. It's the equivalent for green and blue is what null nihil is for pretty much every other colour on the bloody planet. As far as I'm concerned. And now I've just got to get it all into the right places. And get it all into... Yeah, that is Sparkles in the background. Explaining the finer points of going to the tip to my eldest. I did overdo it a little on the some of the wash side on that, but that's the blue cape. So when I put it like that, hopefully it'll start settling better. And now, see, I can go purple for the small cape with making it almost regal with the browny stuff with brown fur at the top. And then I can go for the Stegodon scale green on the more scaly cape on the other side, and that should finish those off with a nice-ish smattering of colours underneath, as not quite as a full dress skirt underneath the what is essentially where the Eldar sits to control said beast and the strapping for it. No worries, Grim. Try and get some sleep. Stick your phone on an ASMR mode or something. Do so. Just zone out. Try and do your best to get sleep. I don't sleep well outside places. Well, I say that. If Sparkles is with me asleep, fine. If I'm on my own, nope. So, yeah, bit weird, but yeah. Tis what tis. I'm very dependent on that woman nowadays. I'm very dependent on that woman. Scarily so, in fact. It is quite worrying. But yeah, I am. It's definitely tell who's in control. Who's the boss in my house? It ain't me. Telling you now, it ain't me. My cat's just been catnapped by my kids. I don't know if I should be scared or fine, but she didn't sound happy to be picked up and just dragged off. Tism. Tis a pain in the ass. Don't care what they want to call it, tis a pain in the ass. Do not like it. Do not want it. And go stick it whatever it is where the sun don't shine. And just let me get on with it. You want to give me medicine for mine? You want to medicate me up? I don't think that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, they're already medicating me up for one thing, but now they want to medicate me up for two. And I'm really not liking the idea of getting medicated up for two things. Thank you. And Sparkles once again shines through as an absolute wonder. Okay, we know how to do this furry feathery thing now, don't we? We did it when we did the purple the other night and the blue. Browns. I just like painting browns. And as much as I've obviously just been whinging about tisms, as Graham puts it, there are quite a few people who do have genuine and sometimes debilitating ailments. And if you are one of those who has some of the more extreme tremors and quivers and shakes and things, you may want to check out that link up further up the chat to Twisted Nurse Painting. He has done a good video just to teach you ways to be able to paint when you can't quite hold a brush properly, or you can't do your airbrush properly and you're not able to do what you want to do because of or something similar, or at least his. And some quite interesting ways of getting round. I suppose it is nice to have the meds if they work. I don't know if they're going to work, and there's only one way I'm going to find out. I'm just reluctant to try new meds, essentially. I won't be there. It's quite a few months before do that, but I'm still not happy about it. Maybe I'll change my mind in those ones. It's more the timing than anything else. Essentially, I'll just start taking them right before I'm getting married, or basically round about that time. So I don't want any bad side effects going on during that day. So for obvious reasons, I'm a little bit reluctant, especially starting. Do I want to do a metallic, or do I want to go for a plain leathery brown? I don't think I want to go for a plain leathery brown. But I do definitely want to brighten up that Drakenov nightshade. So where is my ivory? There it is. Give it a shake first. Give it a shake first. I still got a fair bit of washing to do on this as well. Got the horns, got the front beak. I'm going to need a bit of ivory actually. Because I'm going to have to wash them and then dry brush them again. Just to bring out, this is going to be fun. It's going to be one of those fun days where you just paint over and paint over and paint over everything that we just. So a fair blob of ivory, just to make sure we've got enough. Because it will eventually dry, but if we can work it well, it should be alright. Wet the brush. Dip it in the ivory. Mix it into the nightshade. Turn the beast upside down ish. And now let's try and paint these sections. Just lightly. Let's see how that looks now. Compared to the. No, that is a much lighter version of what's up there. That's a big enough difference for me to go, okay, I don't have to worry about them clashing now. I'm tempted to do those. Just down a couple of these bits. If I can be steady enough. This might be the steadiest I've ever been while painting. Bear in mind, no magnifiers, people. Standard spectacles. And that should just put a nice edge in on those that'll come through subtly by the time it's finished drying out. Obviously my hand's shaking like a whippet at the moment. I have took my tablet, it's still shaking like a whippet for some reason. Especially when I'm trying to do this fine motory stuff. No, see, they're keeping me on my meds for my seizures. It's meds for my ADHD they're giving me this time. So now they're giving me meds to concentrate. And I kind of self-medicate for that anyway, so I'm not too happy about it. Which is why I can still paint. Well, a little bit more concentrating on the YouTubey side, but the YouTubey side is making me concentrate on the painty side, which is why it is what it is. Why this YouTube channel exists and why I'm so odd on it, and I'm probably not like you thinking, why is he not acting like a normal YouTuber? I'm not a YouTuber, I'm a guy who needs therapy. Guess what? You're on my therapy. Claim the NHS as, yeah, we should be getting paid as therapists. Why we watch this guy and we help him do all sorts of crap. See? Nice. But now I'm just getting off track again. Painting hairs. Oh, yeah. Think of anything more sexy, can you? I can. Grass growing. Ooh. Don't ask. Just don't ask. Please. Please. Sometimes my brain gets control of my mouth and I can't do anything about that. And this time it just happens to have done it on YouTube. I'm sorry. Spackle's just shaking her head and be like, you're just not right in the head, you. No, we've discovered this. Should get my certificate soon. Doctors have already got it. I want a copy. Go next to your degree. Or we can just put it on the door as more of a warning. Caution. Fucking nutter lives here. He don't bite, but he might. Really, we don't know. Depends how he's feeling. He's got a penchant for hammers and axes, though. So just be careful. We feed him. We should be alright. And she weighs a bit though, does Amina? I bet. Well, that's nice. She's at least she's that's how you know she's really comfy with you, because she's just like, no, hey human, I'm comfortable, so I'm just gonna go sleep on you, because I know you're not gonna hurt me. You're not even gonna try to. You're not gonna come close to. I'm perfectly safe near you. I'm gonna go sleep. Night night. What do you mean you want to go shopping? No, you're being my pillow. My cat's done the same to Sparkles at the moment. Can't move. Sits there giving her really, really dirty looks until she puts her legs up, and then she comes and sits on her lap. But she won't sit on her lap. Sat down. Well, she will. She'll force herself on no matter what position Sparkles sits in. I've seen her drape herself over her like she's a bloody shawl. But she prefers it to be a very specific position, which is Sparkles with her feet up. So it's a nice flat lap to lie on. Oh, Kafra's the moose. £14 on your jeez, no. Right, okay, yeah. You want Aminette, not Kafra around your neck. Jeez. Bloody Nora, that's a cat and a half. Oh, I can't remember the weight of our little cat. I know she's losing weight as she gets older, which is not good. But she's old for a cat, so we can't really do much and say much or complain much. 2.8 kilograms. There you go. 2.8 kilograms. Not a very heavy kitty at all. you'd have to do the conversion into pounds because I can't do it. That requires going to a calculator or Google, and I've got a paintbrush in my hand trying to do it. So, yeah. Right, so I've realised I just had most of that off there. Sorry if anyone watching on portrait mode there. I've just had the entire kit off camera. I've done Monfang Brown over the base for this. And I'm going to leave it that way and just Agrax Earthshade it. If I can find my Agrax Earthshade, because it just, that's not Agrax Earthshade. I think that is every time, and it's not, it's the texture stuff. That's Reichland Flesh Shade. Yep, just a tiny ickle thing. She is only ickle housey cat. She's not a semi-domesticated wild. Yeah, not like yours. Yours are hunty type cats. She's a, I don't want to go out in the rain. Make the rain go away, human. What do you mean no? I'm going back in the house then. She's one of them type of kitties. So now I've got the Agrax out, I'm going to have to do a lot of Agraxing because I've got the front of the mouth, the horns, and a fair few other places actually. So I'm going to have to be using a lot of Agrax Earthshade. I am. Which I'm not particularly happy about, but you do what you have to. So let's start with the horns. Oop, that went in way too much. Oh, Agrax all the way. Get all of it. I just nearly flipped the bloody part of the table then. And I'm wearing my half decent jeans as well. Yeah, I've got a good pair of crap pair and a half decent pair. I'm wearing my half decent pair at the moment, which basically means all they've got is a little bit of super glue and I'm no pain. And I've just nearly flicked a tub of Agrax bloody Earthshade over them. That was good, wasn't it? At least it was only nearly. You're sitting up and painting? Awesome, man. Awesome. Not that it would be stopping you from painting, it's just that the fact that you're actually sitting up and painting today. It's good. I still think you should get a better chair though. I really do think you should invest in a better chair. I know I've heard your argument about why you use the stools that you use, and it's a good argument, but I would personally invest in a better chair. Just to try and ease pain or give more support when required. You can get ones with adjustable arms rests and something that you can lean on. A little more. I don't know, familiarity with certain things. Oh, right, okay, fair enough. Never mind. I stand well and truly corrected. Well and truly corrected. You're back in the comfiest chair in the house again now. Fair enough. Can't really complain then, can you? Well, you can, but not about the chair if it's the comfiest one in the house. Because then you just sound like a proper whinging git. Which I do have to do a git bash. I keep forgetting. Not a kit bash, a git bash. You've got to make the character up. And then make him. I don't know whether I will be. I'll probably end up streaming it, but I don't know when. I think it's got to be done. That might be the nicest thing to do over those two models and musings over the new year. I might do the git bash then. Because we are getting quite close to finishing this model. Now that we've done the cloaks and we're doing the face. One more Agrax to do, which is on here. Move it over far enough, you absolute buffoon. The one where I got a shade layer to add on here, and I do want it much darker than the top. That's why it's going on as thick as it is. I do want it unbelievably dark compared to what's above it. But I know I've used enough to do the entire cloak, so moving it around where necessary. And that'll give that cloak a nice finish. And then back over it with one thing. It should be alright then. Should be. Not saying it's gonna be. Everything I do is trial and error, as we all know. What's this? Never mind. Nothing I've paid attention to right now. Waiting times, eh? Drying times are always a fun part about this hobby. They are the best times. I'm going to have a drink of tea and go back and have a quick look up chat, make sure I've not missed anything because I've got it on top chat and not live chat for some reason. So Complex, hello. For some reason, all your comments have now just popped up to me and I've only just been able to see them. I was wondering what was going on with the purple name because I couldn't see it and I couldn't see it. That was supposed to be. Thank you for coming in, man. Thank you. You're in a good chair. Let's go see about what I've missed from you, man. Because if that's the case, I'm not happy about that with YouTube. Your cat's just as bad then. Oh no, you got dogs. You got dogs. Sorry. Yeah, you got two little doggies. Doggos are nice. Little fluff balls. I don't. Not my personal choice in dogs, but they do look nice. £3 Chihuahua. Wow, that's tiny. 1.4 kilos. That's less than my cat. My cat's underweight. That's not good. And yes, I will definitely take that as a win. I've managed to get a decent-ish chair. This one's got a backrest and a pillow or a cushion that I've now managed to actually get into some kind of place. I'm too tall for the chair. But it just is. It's made for a 5'10" person or a 5'8" person, and I'm 6 foot tall with a relatively long-ish. I'm like 50-50, so I'm a little bit too big when I sit up because the back of the head comes to the back of my neck, and the head still goes like that. But I've got a nice little cushion down near the lower back that helps support down there that I have to keep shifting, and there is another cushion to help round my shoulders if I lean back in it, which is not too bad if I am gaming. Not that I do much gaming on here because, well, I'll zoom out and you can see for yourselves. Obviously, there's my mouse. If you're watching on the large screen, my mouse is like just move my thumb off, and then my mouse is. Can I move over? Yeah, there it is. That's how close it is. That's where my mouse is. So this is where my keyboard goes, and obviously I have. It is not good for. See, at least you understand Complex. You understand because if you don't click it to live chat and leave it on top comments, it doesn't show you everything. And my microphone sits just in the way of where that tab is, so I completely forget about it. Yeah, we do. We watch paint dry. It's great. We're awesome. But we talk about other things and we do other things. It's not like we just watch paint dry. We help each other in all sorts of weird ways as well. One of the things we do. It is one of the things we do. Complex, did you catch that conversation earlier? But that then took place on my Discord. I believe you might have interest in that. There should be a link to the Discord in the chat below. If there's not, let me know. I wish I had somewhere to put another table. There's nowhere in my living room to put another table. That's the problem. I have to be kind. I have to be courteous. There are 4 other people in the house with me, and I can't just completely dominate the living room. Even though I kind of do a little bit. This corner is mine. Nobody goes in it. Nobody touches it. Nobody, even Sparkles, just yeah. It's a nightmare for her. She looks at it and it probably makes her want to take a baseball bat to people's faces, but she doesn't touch this. It's great. But I do need to sort it out. I made an attempt, so now I have a rack to go put some paints away when I'm not using them, which I should probably do now. Got a feeling feeling about it. I know I've got more Con Berserkers to be painting in the next year. A laptop stand on a tripod stand. 1.5 square. That's not enough. So obviously I've got this camera, I've got the microphone, I've got the light. Though that wouldn't be able to take enough. Although using that little monitor thing that you've got would be nice, would help, I suppose. Because obviously then I don't need the big monitor and the PC. I can run it somewhere, or I could just run it to the TV. In that case, but then it's not just that; it's what's going on behind me as well. And this is nice because I've got the behind me. Nothing goes on. Thank you for joining the server, dude. Thank you very much. Are these dry yet? I'm getting bored of these drying. They always take friggin' ever. All I need to do is dry brush the horns, really. And then do the blue layer over that and possibly try looking at some slight little glints or something on the windows to stop them looking as bland. Maybe think about transfers. I've still got the banner to do as well, which I'm tempted to just leave as it is, in fairness. And then, yeah, I'm going to have to try and find and see if I've got any Eldar decals. That's a good point. I didn't actually take part in the conversation. Right. General, I'm assuming, is where they've been having the conversation about where they've got certain things and printing services. Rogues Den Hobbies does an STL printing service, and they was having a conversation about that type of thing in the Discord. I'm not sure if they took it private or they kept it on my Discord. I just know that's where it initially started. Whether or not it'll show you that, I don't know, but that's where they were having that good discussion. I hope that covers it without getting me in shit. Should do. Hey AJ, and I'm not finishing now. I'm still painting. How you doing, man? Thank you for coming in. You didn't get to see the accents mounted. Oh, these things. They were all put on. I thought I glued all the cloaks and stuff on early. Yeah, I could have sworn I put them on earlier. But no, yeah, thank you for coming in and this time I feel better because I'm not closing the stream down just as you come in because I felt really bad for that. I'm sorry, mate. I'm really sorry. And thank you as well. Yeah, I'm quite happy with it. I'm just at the annoying stage at the minute. Going, wait, dry. Ah, you're back. Welcome back, Complex. You've got a few days off single digits. I think it's single digits for me as well. Actually, you should be. Felt like it earlier. Yeah, 7. Not good. Not good. Don't want to be going outside. Outside is bad. It's cold. I'm sat inside with a woolly hat on, for Christ's sakes. And I'm sat next to a radiator with a woolly jumper on. If it was anything near what Twisted was, I'd be sat next to a fire as well. Right, let's get on this ivory then. Let's get on this ivory. Don't ask. Yeah. I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen. We'll see how I get away with it. Just hope our resident speaker of that dialect doesn't come in. While I'm sat there just... Yeah. I've been in pubs and caused fights round for stuff like less than that. I've definitely seen fights cause less for less than that, definitely. Jesus Christ. But yeah, Mancunian doing a Scouse accent, not usually the best thing for them to do. You saw nothing. We saw nothing. Nothing at all. Yeah, no, we saw nothing. No speak the English. You lying little fucker, I know you saw something. We gotta get him tell what. Yeah, that's my head's switched now. My brain's gone into that mode, and I'm not happy about it because it's going to be weird. It's going to be really weird. I have no idea what's going to happen now because for some reason he just jumped across the pond, and I don't like jumping across the pond because then no. I don't mind going into space and going. That's fine. I don't think you'll ever get to hear me squeaky one. Because that's just apparently too strange to let out of the house. I'm not even allowed to let that one out of the kitchen. So I don't think you'll ever get a chance to hear that one. But I really shouldn't let half my voices in my head out, should I? Oh, no. But did you do it, Diddle? I'm going to get a punch next time I see Steve for that. But the voices, they do come out sometimes. Shouldn't say that. I don't have voices in my head like that. There's no way I'm doing the squeaky thing. I'm not allowed to. It's not a case of willingness. It's I do want to get married, so no. Sparkle doesn't like that voice. I can see it in her face. She really looks at me like I'm going to go end up in a rubber room if I carry on doing that voice. She is going to phone the ambulance on me and get me taken away. Yep, if commercial spaceflight comes, it's definitely it's crummy time. Whoa! You've got to, as soon as you break the atmosphere, you're going out there. You're going for war. You're gonna have a crumping good time. You've got to. No other choice. I believe they're all dried now, and they are all painted, and they're all highlighted up. I don't know where any of my bloody elbow transfers that are. How long are we going? An hour and 10. I've been going an hour and 10. can't just go hour and 10, can I? And I don't know what to do with that. I know I want to try something, but I don't know. See, Edge Barmouth Blue. Do I want to try? Right. What I want to try is essentially using something with something this bright. I mean, like, really bright. But it's not just the brightness that I need. I need to be able to draw a neat enough little line. Which is hard. So let's see if we can manage it, eh? Let's zoom in so you can see how much I'm really fucking this up. And essentially what I try and do is see, it's not even showing up, it's that subtle, and like just a couple of little lines in the windows to try and represent some kind of glass. I want to try and keep them all going roughly the same way, and usually from corners if I can. But it's not something I've ever done before, so I'm not sure how it works. I like to smash it. I like to smash it. I like to smash it. I like to. Whoa! I like to smash it. Oh no! What's got in my head? No! Sorry, Pete. Sorry! This is why I'm not allowed to let my mind wander. Concentrate on the painting, lads. Concentrate on the painting, lads. Concentrate on the painting. Hopefully that has some. Whoa. What happened then? Even I heard myself echo. Sorry, that is a. Yeah, hopefully that does some kind of. Doesn't help. Probably got my light too bright, but it just adjusts itself, so it's a pain in the ass. No point in attempting because the camera just fucks me over. Oh, ta-da! Guess what? I don't do the painting of it, but I do know I need to do this exact same bloody colour, and I shouldn't be using this brush to be getting out. And I also need to do it along here. But this one I don't have to be as steady on. Steady on. Steady now. Somebody please punch me, I've just done Jar Jar Binks and I did it badly on purpose, but I still did it. So glad Northern isn't in here because I should be seeing him soon and he might be able to take me up on that offer. Don't worry, Jay. If you can get anything out of my streams, I'm happy. If allowing just small parts of my head to come out involuntarily sometimes, then then nothing I can do about that. And if you find it entertaining, I can't. Good, thank you. Please come and watch again. But if it's, I don't get it. Essentially, I come on YouTube, do therapy, and some people like it. So, yay. Way to me. I'm starting my own war. And if it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and eventually there's enough of us, then I can call a war. And then we can all go stomping. And we can all go crumping. And then, yeah, that'll be fun. I don't think I'll be able to do it in time. Yeah. It'll need somebody else is going to get the chance to do it first. And that's not fair. It's going to happen though. Somebody's going to call a while. I'll go. Can't not. Okay, so now we have lighty blue lines along the crystal as well that look like these things. So it does look like the power in that, and then it's getting focused in and coming through that. I was worried about how I was going to do it. But I figured it out. I figured it out eventually. I don't deserve anything. Anything I get is graciously received. Nope, nobody deserves anything. You have to earn it, and hopefully one day I do. But the sentiment is not missed on me, Jay. Thank you very much. I could possibly do it. It's just I don't want to play the YouTube game. I know how to play the YouTube game. I don't want to play the YouTube game. The YouTube game takes far too much time and energy and effort for what you actually get from it, unless you're one of the lucky few. So I don't want to play that game, so I don't use YouTube for that. I use YouTube to get me sat on my ass in front of on the desk and actually get a paintbrush in my hands. Essentially, yeah, just a giant Kamehameha fire prism. What's that? What does that do? It shoots a tank. And what happens to the tank? Tank goes boom. And who drives that? Space Elf. Space Elf drives Triceratops to make tank go boom. I just love the concept. Which is why I like the Orc so much, because it's just ludicrousy. It's just ludicrousy. It's... What's that? That's the hunger scrap metal, that. Why is it walking towards us? Because 2 million of those green things believe it should. That's not... No, that's not the... That's why it's working. 2 million of those green things say it should. But it's a walking pile of scrap metal. Yeah, I understand. It's also shooting at us and cutting 3 of our blokes in half. But it's got no power. I know, but you go tell them that. Nah, you're alright. Exactly. I know at the time it's just... And, yeah, the YouTube game is friggin' horrible. Dalvins can go... yeah, they can go suck a tech priest. That Doctor Who. Emperor, just delete him in a thought. Time Lord. You're filthy Xenos is what you are. 2 hearts parading around as a human. You're a goddamn disgrace. I know, Complex, I know, I do see you in there, but when I see you in there, I'm usually walking past my computer to go in to do something, or kiddies asking me to do shopping, and life goes on every day. Right, what was I doing again? Oh yeah, I was supposed to be painting what? But I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be painting now. I can't paint Eldar glyphs, I know that. I'm not that good. I can't freehand an Eldar glyph. I possibly could with pen. Oh, that's why I got loud. I get loud when I get too close to the microphone. That's what happens. Uh huh. Yeah, it is. My wish. It's like, when people say, "What do you want for your birthday? What do you want for Christmas? What do you want for this?" I want it to be uneventful. That's what I want it to bloody be. I want at least 1 or 2 days in the year to be uneventful. Just give me a break. Like, right. If I can find a piece of paper, ta-di-da. Isn't that handy? I know I've got some kind of craft knife around. I've got about 4 of the damn things. I've just got to find it without you stabbing me. Um, exactly twisted. Why? Where else can you find a tracked church organ that fires cruise missiles as it blasts hymns praising the Emperor of mankind? Only in the Sisters of Battle. Only in the Sisters of Battle. Right, I need an Eldar glyph, but I don't want one of the standard ones, and I don't have the Eldar Codex. The, it, I think that's what everyone loves about 40k. It's just the sheer ludicrousy of the fact that everyone can blow up the galaxy, but no one has. So I want Eldar glyphs. And I would like some that are not completely stupidly difficult to draw, please. I would like some nice simple ones that I can draw in gold marker and then cut out and then paint over on places where I want them. That's Dark Eldar glyphs. That's Eldar runes. Let's have no. Let's have a look at you. Are there any Eldar runes that I actually like on there? It boils down to do I think it looks good enough for this little that one. It's got a bit gravity fallsy. What it'll do. So it's a triangle, then across, straight down, out, and out. And I'm an idiot. Right, so I've just drawn that one. And obviously, look at it, quite nice. It's done, pen. And I'm an idiot. Why am I an idiot? Because I've just done it with my fucking Sharpie. Why did I buy my Sharpie? So I can draw on models. I'm a moron. Yeah, essentially. Mutually assured destruction. But some of them, in some cases, they go, no, that's fine. There's only 200 million of ours on there. We'll wipe out the planet because there's 100,000 of you. And then you end up with exterminatus. Right, so. As I said, the whole point of me buying bloody markers was so that I could do said things. And I forgot to. The Wraith Lord is a nice model, and I've yet to get around to painting it. I can just copy off the paper, although the areas that I've actually got to do it in are not quite suitable for the tip size of the pen. So I've got to do it a little bit bigger than I would like, and it's not quite the same. But it's close enough. So I shouldn't really whinge. I'm gonna, but I shouldn't. No. See, I'm getting pretty quick at doing it now. And you go triangle. Don't snap bits off. Bloody idiot, I just snapped that. Cross line, down line, diagonal, diagonal. There we go. And at least now it's got some goldy bits on there to stop that looking as plain and boring. We don't want plain and boring, do we? Ooh, Trench Crusade. I see. I've heard good things about the game, not tried the models. But as far as I'm aware, Trench Crusade's got is almost model agnostic, if I remember rightly. So you don't necessarily need their specific model, or is that just one page rules? That's for. I don't know one of them can be model agnostic because that's where the space bears are from. They're not actually from 40k. They're from a different game system. I just happen to convert them and do things and use them as proxy models. But my now Stonebear's army. I think the Eldar are going to have to take up the mantle of Drake. Ah. Mother. You're not going to fit like that. You're going to need more glue, I've already decided. You're going to need it across a couple of places across the top. And then you can go in there and get glued onto that bit. Hopefully not stick to my chuffing fingers. But you are supposed to stick to the bit I want you to stick to, you know. As I say don't stick to my fingers doesn't mean I don't want you to stick to other things. Stupid plastic. Don't make me do it. You're gonna make me bloody do it, aren't you? No, hopefully it's gonna hold. No worries, Complex. Thank you very much for coming in, mate. Hope the doggo does well at the vet tomorrow. So you've come for Church of Metamorphosis in Trench Crusade. They were cool with releasing most rules and the models designs online for download. That's not bad as long as you've got some way of printing them off. Yeah, a good lore is essentially what sells a game. That's why I love 40Ks. The models are nice, don't get me wrong, it's the lore that got me. And more importantly, it was the orc lore that was like, don't that just great, they're fun. It'll be brilliant. The orcs are the only happy race in the entire galaxy. The only happy race. And it's the orcs. And why are they happy? Because all they want to do is fight and go fast. So what do? They just fight and go fast. It's brilliant. In the grim, dark, far future, there is only war. and the orcs are having the time of their life. Elder? No, they're whingy whining because they're a dying race. Humans fending off corruption and just dying off. Tau don't realise they're gonna get wiped out. Tyranids just want to go nom 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 and people are stopping them. Not happy about that. Necrons don't want living stuff in there. There's lots of it. They're not happy about that. Orcs want to fight. Getting to fight all sorts of weird stuff. Very, very happy about it. Very happy about it. Oh, that's the Agrax that went across my desk. That's a reminder pot to put your lid back on your Agrax properly. So what do we need to do? See, I know I could just leave it here. It'll be perfectly fine. It's got a nice blue eye. It's got the thingy done. It's got his skin done. It's got the I can put it on the table and go, that's a fire prism, and because it's so tall, I don't think many people are going to complain, because although it's not like the width of standard fire prism, it's got more height, a lot more height. Standard fire prism only comes up to about here. The actual back of the Triceratops itself is just a little bit wider. So bring it in, but bring it up, so it, and obviously give it areas so that when you're looking at across the table, it's giving a nice big profile for you to aim at. Pretty much in any direction that you want to, because even higher up you're going to get to see all this. And if you can see this, and you can see back to there, and etc. It's not unseeable on the tabletop. Yep. That is a very good quote. I do like that. That's a nice quote. Gaz is almost a war boss worthy enough to lead the orcs into true victory. Lasgull Thwackaby, though? Nah, he's the one to do it. Lasgull, madfucker, Thwacker. And he hasn't got anything as poetic or as philosophical as that to say. Nah. He just hits you with the hammer towards the enemy as a form of ammunition. And if you don't run towards the enemy, he's just going to keep hitting you. Doesn't speak much, thwacks everything. This way, he's got 2 hammers. So yeah, I'm still not happy with. I'm still not sure if there's more to be done. I'm happy with it. Don't get me wrong. I am happy with it. I'm just wondering if there's more to be done. Oh, Twisted! Just put any fabrics I've just done to shame in my own Discord. Cheers, mate. I'm only joking. Good work, man. Good work. Space Age, Grimgore. Yeah, essentially, it's just they've took the fantasy versions of ours and put them straight into sci-fi, and they didn't need much changing. Right, I'm going to leave that there because I'm quite happy with it. I'm just not sure if I'm finished with it. I'm going to have to take a couple of photos and see it in a bit of daylight. A bit of daylight, I think. That doesn't mean I've got to stop painting now. What are we going an hour and 35? And most of it's been rambling on like just crap. No, I know I can't paint this fella because I've said to someone I'll show them how to paint a world eater, essentially. So that's what that fella's going to end up being. What else have I got up here? I know I've got plenty of models. I'm not painting the fish guy because he's going to take far too long to start up. No, there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're using it within your own universes. You can copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. It's worked for them so far, and they've got a very, very successful company out of it. So I can't really criticize. Here's something I've not thought of. What am I going to do with fatigues on old Calm's towel? No, it's not a named World Eater. It's just it's a spare Chaos model I've got left. I've got that's not painted. So I said I'll show someone how to paint a World Eater. I'm just going to use that model because I've got it spare. I'm not going out and buying a box of World Eaters just to paint one model, and I can't get the ones from Combat Patrol yet because they're not out. So I'll paint him. But I do need to figure out what I'm going to paint on Cam's towel fatigues. Now, he has got a slight metallic-y blue. So what I've done is I got... Where is it? It wasn't Stegodon, it was the other one. It's the other one that's nice like Stegodon, but it's not Stegodon. What's it called? That's Coelia. No. Oh, what's it called? It's the one I usually pair with Stegodon. Oh, that's it. Incubi Darkness. It's Incubi Darkness with metallic medium in. And then to do the lenses, it's Saburite Green, and the power thing at the end is Saburite Green. But I've still got to choose a colour for fatigues. And I'm not sure what colour to do. Yeah, these two aren't mine. These are Cam's. So if he ever pops in chat, he's one of my tools, also known as moderators. But he's also one of the unpaid goons in Discord as well. I painted his Necrons for him, and I've agreed to paint his towel for him. Now, he's only brought a few round for me to do tests on, and I'm still looking at a fatigue colour to do with a... Well, it's actually quite a light metallic blue. That doesn't do it anywhere near justice. That's a bit better. It is quite a light metallic blue, even though it is a dark blue that it's come from. Adding the metallic medium kind of washes it out, kind of like lightens it a bit. So I was thinking go yellow. Either go like Zamazi Desert, or go for the Zamazi Desert and the Avalon Sunset combo. Don't go quite as bright as... Don't go as bright as Flash Gits. But certainly start with the darker Zamazi Desert and then highlight with the Avalon Sunset. Would that work? It's one way I'm going to find out, and I want to do a bit more painting tonight. Painting Cam's Necrons, I cheated. I bought the metallic. I just bought metal spray and just went, tsh, and then just washed them and put the blue bits on, and put the gold bits where necessary, and I just went silver, blue, gold. Although there is a Lord with a resurrection orb, and to this day I still can't recreate the effect that I did on that resurrection orb, because all I did was kind of one coat ivory paint it and then put green speed paint over it, and it just looked perfect. It was just done. Don't touch it, you'll fuck it up. And yeah, but the rest of it, I've done as good a job as I could have at the time. I could possibly do slightly better now if I was to redo them, but at the time I did it to the best of my ability. I didn't charge him, so he can't whinge. It's not like I charged him for it. I did it completely free. And he did have I think it was 50 warriors, 9 Scarfet destroyers, 2 lords, 1 overlord, 2 Scarfet lords, a few crypt. He had a fair bit. He had a fair bit. Yeah, it is, but do you really need that many blood? I mean, I can't say much because, well, my Tyranid army consists of 60 termagants as my baseline troops. So I can't really say much. And then a crap load of big creatures and a load of infiltrators. One of every tyrant. So I don't really have much room to talk when it comes to how much I have for armies. I'm not even gonna. I'll still be sat here for ages trying to list off everything I've got as Space Marines, and I'll probably still miss some I'd have to use. Yeah, 60 termagants. That's it. Just 60. But they get backed up with 3 psychophages, 2 Norns, 2 Screamer Killers, Hive Tyrant, Winged Hive Tyrant, Neuro Tyrant, 22 Neuro Gaunts, 15 Barb Gaunts, 15 Von Ryan's Leapers, a Neuro Lictor, a Parasite of Mortrex. Essentially, a bunch of Winged Prime set up as warriors with melee. I mean, I'm not short on other stuff to go with him. He's just a nice big meat shield to go at the front. And when everything has lethal hits, you can't ignore them. Same with my orcs. At one point, I used to field 120 of the damn things, and then I put them away for a while, and then they had a scrap inside the box, I'm assuming, and some survived, some didn't. I think I could possibly field together about 90 now. I'm not actually getting any games in at the minute. Sparkles still owes me about 3 games, but it's just setting it up. I have only just enough room to set it up in the living room, but I don't have any room to do anything else once I've done it, including move around to actually play. So it becomes a little bit difficult. I mean, I could play smaller games, so I don't need one pace table, but 2,000 points is better. Especially when I'm gonna end up with 2,000 points for each of my minimum 6 forces. And I say minimum 6 forces, I can field 2,000 points multiple times over from Space Marines. Sparkles doesn't play anything. She's just agreed to be my opponent, so she plays whatever army out. She's gonna play Tyranids first because she likes the look of them, but she'll be willing to play whichever army I'm. If I build 2 armies, you pick one, and I play the other. That type of. So she doesn't actually play. She's more D&D than 40k, which is why the Sparkles and Oak is named after her. Her screen name Sparkles Oak. The 2 title characters for the diorama and the entire magical world are Sparkles and Oak. The entire thing's for her. That's what it started as. It has become a bit of a community overlap project as well, because people have been suggesting names, classes, and such for the models as I've been painting through. So it's not like it's just net. So, yeah. My favourite Space Marine faction is Salamanders, which is why I am a successor of the Salamanders. I'm not green. I'm black armor, blue shoulder pads, but I am a Salamander successor. We are the Space Bears, a small group of only. It wasn't even a full tactical squad. Managed to get off Istavan on a ship, trapped in the warp, and were thrown out right in front of the Indomitus fleet. So this small group was put back in contact with Nocturne and their brothers, found out what had happened, and was then granted a fleet by Gilliman. And they are now a space fleet vessel chapter. So they do not have a planet as such. They recruit as they go. And now they are looking to wipe every filthy heretic out of existence. Which is fun, because I've got World Eater's army as well now. Well, nearly. By the end of Combat Patrol, I'll have a 2,000 point World Eater army now that I've got a few proxies. And yeah, they can now kick the crap out of some heretics. Yellow's not too bad, actually. It does stand out very, very much. But it's not too bad with the blue. I could certainly do with brightening the blue, though. I'd need to find a better way to get a blue. Or I'd need to dull that yellow down. Calm, you've set me a bit of a conundrum, Chief. You have, mate. You have set me a conundrum. Bronze the yellow. Bronze the yellow. Brass. Bronze. Bronze. I'm not sure if you literally meant go get bronze and paint it on the yellow a bit, but I have bronze. I'm going to find out what it's like. Brass might have been a bit better because it's closer to the yellow, but because bronze is a bit brown. But, okay, we'll try bronze. What's the worst that can happen? I'm going to have to throw it through a little bit of paint stripper and turn it back into black and prime it again. That's the worst that's going to happen, and I've already had to do that to it once. I've still got the suits up there to do as well, which are some of the old suits. Do not use the good brushes with metallics. See, I could still use bronze on some of the other stuff. But it does have things like grenades and whatnot attached to him. So I could bronze those off. And then, yeah, I'm thinking brass is definitely better for the yellow. Just to give it that metallic sheen. But it's, at least this, if I go, weapons are bronze, armor's blue and brass. It's essentially brown, yellow, blue with a tiny bit of green. They just happen to be a bit metallic-y. That's the difference. And do it as a pretty much full metallic army. I'm going to need more metallic medium art. Might stick some of my Amazon wish list. Hope somebody's kind. If I can even find it again. Obviously, I was given this one, so it's not like I bought it, so I know where to get it from. It is Vallejo metallic medium, so I'm going to have to go looking through Amazon. Stick it on there, I think. Not saying I won't get some myself, but with something that useful, the more of it you've got, the more you can actually go out and use it then. And then go, yeah, brass for the shining up of the trousers. I may have just figured out my towel. Well, not my towel, but yeah. Calm's towel. In which case, I'm going to have to send him a picture of it out. More photographs. I'm not very good at photography. I wish I was, but I'm not. Oh, that does shine it up, doesn't it? Wow. A towel allowed to be this cocky and brazen and brash? thought it was all like greater good stuff, not let's douse ourselves and go, these are almost flash kits. Very, very shiny. Very shiny. You're getting the shoulder joints. Oh no, I knew it was going to be about this bright. Don't worry. I knew how bright this was going to be. This is what I've been using instead of gold on my world ears. I'm fully aware of how bright this colour is. It is shiny, but no, it's giving the brightness that I kind of want to the model. I wanted something to be brighter on it, something to look like it could go camo if it needed, but also a certain degree of brightness to the actual model as well. So just so you can see each one and they stand out a bit more. No, that works quite well for me actually. I do have to obviously run it by Calm and see what he thinks. Because it is his army. I'm probably going to better off doing a suit first as well. So I have a suit to do. Now this isn't going to have as much of the. This is not going to have any brass on it. It's going to have bronze, greens, and the metallic blue. So I might do one of them next. Once I've found that little bit that goes on there, because it came off when I stripped it. But I've still got a suit to do as well. I still need to make him one into a commander. He's still missing a freaking Tau commander, which is irritating, because he shouldn't be missing a Tau commander after this time. He should have gone out and bloody bought one. I've got you, who's missing an arm, but you have your. There we go. He has his arm. So he's got his arm as well, but he's missing one of his side things on the side of his head. So Calm's definitely given me a few models to try this out on, and then try and perfect the colour scheme a little before I strip him back down. And he sits there and goes, "There's my entire army. Please don't break my Riptide Armour Storm Surge." Which is another thing I've just remembered. More recently, some of you may have noticed there were, Michael came in. He should be here soon, and he wants me to help him put his two Tau cadres together. So he's got a couple of Riptides and a couple of Storm Surges and suits and all sorts, and he wants magnetizing, and I'm going to get to help him do them soon. That should be fun. I say soon, it's in about a week. Just before Christmas. In fact, I'm wondering, is that going to happen to fall right on the... Yeah, it is actually. That might be an interesting one, and that might have been a very interesting and unintentional segue into next week. He's going to want me to help him make all them suits. He's going to want me to help put all the Tau together. I've already offered. I've said I'll do it with him. So the first night over here, he gets here on the Sunday, and I stream on the Monday night. Next week, I might just be building Tau, people. I might just be building Tau. I'm going to clear this through with Calm, because that's what I've got to do now with that. I'm quite happy enough to call my Triceratops Fire Prism tabletop ready. If I get any more inspiration or I feel my painting improves, I'm probably going to come back to it. But I'm calling this tabletop ready. So he goes down on the tray again to be out of the way. to a Canon and a Deftradam. I need to take photographs of this fella and send him off to Cam, so Cam can give me the yay or nay with the colour scheme, and then hopefully paint those as well. But if I'm not putting stuff together next week, I'll probably end up painting the 2 suits, just so I can get the practice in and get the colours right. Obviously that requires mixing Incubi Darkness with Vallejo Metallic Medium, and that makes that lighter into that, but gives it the nice shine. Yay! Should be fun. So that's tonight's stream, people. So we're done. We're done for tonight. Hopefully, should still be here on this Wednesday. Next Wednesday, I'm not too sure about because, well, it's Christmas Eve. So who knows what Hachette are going to do regarding deliveries and doing over the Christmas period. So I can't guarantee Wednesday. Certainly will not be streaming Christmas Day. Family stuff that I'm doing on Christmas Day all the way up until way past streaming time. So it will only be Mondays next week and the week after. And then in the new year we'll pick up with the usual Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. But thank you everybody for coming in, for coming to join. Anyone who's subscribed this evening, if you've been here, you've enjoyed it and you've not subscribed, please consider hitting it. Try and have a push to 500. Let's see if we can do it, at that point, apparently stuff happens on YouTube. Don't know, never got that far. So we'll see. But yes, it's been a joy and it's been a pleasure to be here for you and you spend your time with me. Thank you very much. Please drive safely and I will see you later. Yeah, I'll see you again.